Yes, fine.
Good. It is on.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist.
Power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up-to-the-minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
Told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this.
You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back, because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? A life you just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. That's David G. Evans, the #1. Any smart device, you can not only hear us, but see us around the world as you stream the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Our call-in numbers, 1-866
7 Was it 1866? 743-8267. 743-8267.
1-866-743-8267. 1-866-743-8267. 1-866-74-EVANS. Of course, joining us once again, always based from a kingdom, a Christian perspective. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, it's all right.
It's good to hear.
Getting there. We got calls already.
Yeah.
Michelle from Atlanta's on the phone. We're going to go to her in just a moment. Super Bowl seemed to do good. Did your team win?
I'm glad Andy Reid won.
You are?
Yeah.
Now, I have no personal feelings about that at all.
Finally got his win.
I didn't care whether he won or not. I wasn't that personally engaged with his future.
I looked at it like, you were together.
Yeah.
You realized after a while it's time to move on.
Yeah.
One got married, the other one got married, and both are happy.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
we're happy you're separate.
Okay.
But I still cheer for your.
I didn't go that deep.
And he was good for the city. He was, for a long time, he was.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably the best coach in Eagles history. He was.
Well, how come they didn't win the Super Bowl with him?
Because they.
Because they call him the best coach, but he hasn't won any championships. So
But
I don't know.
remember, the Eagles have never won the Super Bowl until Doug Peterson. So 11-win team, 12-win teams.
That won 2 seasons
and then
out of 30.
And then part of it, it's getting four NFC championship games.
Okay.
They were right there. But then McNabb was throwing balls into the ground.
You're a homer. You're a homer all day long.
I'm just being honest with you.
You're a homer.
You look. I'm not comparing him to Belichick and all those.
No, don't do that.
I'm looking at.
Start a debate.
I'm looking at the Eagles coaches in history.
Okay.
He's probably the best one.
You put him above Vermeil?
Yes.
Didn't remember.
They,
So
they lost by more. On
we
the
have
Raiders.
degrees of excellence and losses.
They
with
lost
fans?
by 3 to the Patriots. They lost by more when Vermeil was coaching when they played the Raiders. So they were right there. But then McNabb threw up in the.
Which one was the Fog Bowl?
That was
the
Randall
Raiders, right?
Cunningham in the 90s. That was against the Bears.
Okay.
When McNabb was there.
Okay.
Randall Cunningham.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked Cunningham.
He was good. And he got better the older he got too.
Well, and also he was the prototype for the top 3 or 4 guys right now. He was a prototype. And they criticized him.
Yeah.
Remember, guys like Jaworski had a whole lot to say
Yeah.
about him not standing in the pocket and getting his head knocked off.
And the crazy thing is, the older Cunningham got, he slowed down. Obviously, he became a great quote unquote pocket quarterback.
Well, all of them mature over time.
Yeah, and he was showing them that he could still
He could do.
he could throw the ball when he ran.
He was a double threat. Now, the first guy that scrambled a lot that I can remember was Fran Tarkenton. I don't know if he's ahead of your time.
No, I know Fran.
Yeah, he was the guy who ran around forever, man,
Yeah.
behind there, and then finally threw the ball.
Yeah, and his offensive line was horrible. He had to.
Yeah, he had to scramble.
He had to.
scramble. Always had great defense. Well, let's go to Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing? Michelle. Michelle from Atlanta, are you there?
I'm here. I'm so sorry. That was an old lady moment. No, I'm sorry. I'm in shock because it's snowing. And
It's snowing in Atlanta?
Atlanta, Texas, they're all down south
coming
here.
down Jersey style. I am.
Really?
I'm so
It
upset.
is. I was like, what is happening right now? So I'm in my office. That's why I got thrown off.
I saw some flurries yesterday here, but they were
Last
but
night.
it was almost like 40 degrees or 45 degrees when it was.
working on finishing a book. I'm doing some editing and stuff, and
Okay.
that'll be out. But
What are you writing about?
I am writing about sex.
Uh-oh.
Dad's perspective
Okay.
on sexuality.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working on that for a minute,
Okay.
for some years. So I need y'all to have my back anyway when it comes out. But I did want to talk today about that cancel culture that we're dealing with in the black community.
That's not just the black community. It's
not.
a generational thing.
All of us.
Yeah.
The what?
It's called
not, but I
cancel
will
culture.
tell you-
Cancel
I will
culture?
tell you, Pastor Nick,
Yeah.
it has hit all generations.
What is a cancel culture?
Cancel culture is if you say something I don't like,
Yeah.
you're quote unquote canceled. So I
You are
stop
canceled.
supporting you because you're canceled.
We want you out.
Yeah, they want you out, just done, because you said something I didn't like, or But it's stupid because you can't technically cancel somebody. They're still there.
So it's a feeling. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm mad at you, so I'm
Yeah.
canceling
So
you.
I'm not talking to you anymore. Like I'm unfriending you.
Yeah, I'm done.
You were rejected. You were rejected
Yeah.
And I want to talk X,
Yeah.
Gen Y,
It's a cultural
for
thing.
millennials.
Where have I been? I haven't heard of this.
You're not online like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I got Gen Z kids. They keep me so relevant. So they're laughing at the backlash regarding Gayle King's interview because they were like, yo, that was so many days ago. Like, why are y'all still dealing with this? And they laugh and they say boomers. They call it boomers. But anyway, it's just so unfortunate that we become so comfortable. And I thought, from my perspective, because I have received backlash from celebrating Kobe's life. Look, I don't have any idols. Okay, I've learned throughout life not to have idols.
Okay.
But I admired so much what the man did with his life since 2003, since the trial.
Blocked because of what?
The Me Too movement. You know, the Me Too, hashtag Me Too. Listen,
That's
legitimate.
going a little too far.
Yeah, where women have been sexually abused. I've had people block me, cuss me out. You know, people are very strong.
Really?
Behind the keyboard. And
I'm glad you said it that way, too, behind the keyboard.
Behind the keyboard, sir, because I got strength face to face, but behind the keyboard, you can say all sorts of things to get away with it. But what amazes me is, I felt from that perspective, from that vantage point, I thought Gayle King did her job in bringing it up because Vanessa Bryant has been bullied on Twitter by the Me Too movement, by people saying your husband was a rapist. Why are we celebrating him? That's what's been going on. People don't.
She couldn't possibly reach enough people.
No.
And reach into enough heads to cause the wave to stop.
And the way she
impossible.
asked it was not like the way she did it was the typical Gayle Oprah style.
She was being messy.
It was.
Yeah, it was messy.
But that's to increase response. That's not to diminish it.
Right.
No, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So to make, from my vantage point, and this is the beauty of diversity of thought, right? We all have a difference of opinion regarding subjects.
Mm-hmm.
So from my vantage point, I was not offended because there is nothing that can kill Kobe's legacy. Why are we so sensitive to this?
I think what happened was the issue was, again, how she did it.
That's not what you said.
That was on the video.
Project.
No, that was
But
on the
we
video.
project.
That was
No,
on
I
the
watched the
video.
video.
I watched the video too. I'm telling you, watched it like 4 or 5 times.
And this is diversity of thought.
No,
because Pastor Nick sees
hold
it
on,
from a different
hold on.
vantage point.
Let me throw it out here real quick. This is the real issue that people are having against Gayle and Oprah.
Okay.
Right? When it's Michael Jackson, Russell Simmons, Kobe Bryant,
right?
They want to do documentaries about their sexual histories.
Right.
When Charlie Rose got in trouble, that's the guy, right? For his sexual thing. No, it was Charlie Rose and Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
Charlie Rose, Gayle went on and said, he's my friend, and let's just basically wait until the results come, and I'm going to support him through this. Harvey Weinstein, one of Oprah and Gayle's friends. They did no documentaries on them, no interviews on them. So the assumption is that everybody they're doing these documentaries on, interviews on, that have sexual histories are all black men, while on video, they are supporting their white male coworkers.
Okay.
And
No. Where'd that come from? How'd you get all the way over the West on that?
Because
it's not even implied by what we said.
Because the subject is how Gayle dealt with
Michelle. You went a little astral with that one.
No. I wanted to bring that in because it seemed, because from what I'm understanding about the backlash, and look, I'm actually not an Oprah and Gayle anything, quite honestly. I just didn't like the way the death threats were coming.
No, that was wrong.
Death threats to who?
People were going after Gayle harshly. Like, Oprah came out and said that she was getting death threats from people.
So let's go back to the top of the conversation. Yeah. So you all are telling me that this cancel culture that you say is obviously growing around me without me knowing it, you have to agree with everything I think, say, and feel before we can have a relationship.
Yeah, and if you do not, I am willing to, and this is the part I didn't get a chance to finish because I know we jumped into what is cancel culture, all of these other things. So allow me to say I'm not a Gayle, Oprah fanatic of any sort. They have many positions I do not agree with spiritually. I did not like the backlash. I did not feel comfortable when Gayle was asking the question because I like Kobe, right? So anyone who likes Kobe or what he did, how he changed his life, none of us were comfortable with those questions, especially since the man had not been buried yet. However, with that being said, I did not believe that the response to her questions, I didn't believe it was appropriate, and we were quite comfortable with Snoop calling her a B And I'm talking about at large. I'm not talking about any individuals that are on this phone or entities. About the timing of the
Snoop went back to old school when he first started hip hop. Snoop,
let's be real.
He went a little too far, but
he called her name.
This is still current for Snoop. I know we give him a pass because he came out with like a gospel album and all this other stuff, and he does a lot of great work with young boys and football and all this other stuff. I applaud all of that. But what's still in him is what we know is still in him. You know, he's still hood. You know, but we were comfortable with that because it met our need of attacking anybody who comes for Kobe. And I'm like, is the idolatry that deep in our community? I love what Kobe did.
You're creeping up on a question I have, and I don't.
Yes.
At the risk of saying something controversial and becoming somewhat negatively purviewed for a day or so, I have to ask this question.
From afar, but I was like, why are we so emotionally charged? I'm like, everyone could have written business plans and could have finished, you know, all sorts of things, done a better job at work. The energy that was spent, defending, getting angry. I'm talking women who are so comfortable being referred to as a B, also referring to Gail as such. I'm telling you, I was disappointed.
I don't get it now. I feel like the odd man out because, of course, the tragedy. Okay, but I didn't take it personally.
Right.
And you know, are we so vicarious in our intent that we're living through people that don't even know us?
Sir, I believe the answer is yes.
Okay, because I don't death threats over an opinion. What?
Yes.
And this cancel thing is really intriguing me because
stupid.
We cannot afford any more attacks on relationship.
Right.
That's ridiculous. And I think it's cultivated from unfriending. Now it's become something stated verbally. You know, I'm unfriending you. I'm canceling you. Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy. And people stuff on. Go back and find some old stuff you said.
Okay.
From like 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
Bring it into your present.
Okay.
And say this person shouldn't have this opportunity because of something they said. Never mind they apologized, they changed what they, you know.
All right, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
So are the people that are searching for something to cancel a person for, are we seeing a projection of people's own personal failure?
Yeah.
And instead of and not wanting to see someone else progress? And who are the people that are canceling the folk?
Just people online.
And Bishop,
people online.
They don't really have the power or authority and to cancel. But
it doesn't matter if you say I'm canceled.
Right. I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Like
I'm still here. That's what I'm saying. You don't have the power or
it's
authority
stupid.
to cancel me anyway.
Cancel culture is dumb.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's funny when you look at the response of people who had the backlash, they would also admit, I never watched Gail on TV
That's
anyway.
the thing.
It's hilarious.
That's why cancel culture is so dumb. It's like it's like business. Like the whole world agrees with 20,000 people.
They don't.
When the reality, like Gucci and all those, when they did like the blackface stuff, their business did not go down.
No, people didn't stop shopping.
They didn't stop shopping at Gucci.
The folk that shopped at Gucci didn't care what he was doing.
They kept going.
I'm gonna make a quick joke about Gucci in Atlanta. Because when I went to the store and I saw all black employees, I screamed laughing. All black advertisements.
We're canceling
outside.
Gucci. First, you can't afford Gucci.
Right.
Let's be real here. And number two, they're not appealing to your demographic.
I went into the store. I said, "My God, they have apologized, huh?"
Right.
They all fell laughing. I was like,
That's like when Lagerfeld said on Oprah, I think it was Oprah, that he doesn't make clothing for black people. It didn't affect his sales at all.
Not at all.
We wasn't buying his stuff.
We weren't. Still not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Thank you, Shel.
Thank you. And I didn't mean to go all.
Yeah, you did.
Contributions.
Yeah, you did.
Online.
Okay.
It's a signal issue. So y'all hold on. We're trying to fix it now.
Okay.
Some people they're complaining about. It keeps going in and out.
Okay.
So
We'll
we're trying
fix
to
it. We'll get a hold on it.
Yeah.
So the cancel culture feels like an extension of the unfriending culture of social media. Except now people, but it's not that I'm walking up to you and canceling you. I'm canceling you through the shield, through the cover, through the protective nature of social media.
Yeah.
and I'm acting as though I've done something to you because you've done it on social media?
Because I have power because I went online and typed, I'm done with you, I'm not supporting you.
Power to do what?
Nothing.
Well, I thought it was more so like for like people.
Obama called it the woke liberal.
When did we wake up and feel as though we can't be disagreed with?
Yeah, we shouldn't. And here's my thing. If somebody says something that you don't like or does something you don't like, you don't have to support that individual anymore. You don't have to go online and just,
unfriend them.
You said there are some people you could not invite back here because of their ties.
Political stance. Yes.
But you never start mentioning names.
No.
And saying, hey, y'all don't support
No, I'm not
so-and-so,
doing that.
so-and-so.
Because they ultimately have a right to their opinion.
There you go.
Is that too mature?
That's very mature.
Okay. All right.
But that's the whole premise is I want to mess up what you're doing.
Why?
Because, again,
I want to know how many people that are in this cancel thing are actually doing something positive.
You know, where it's like it's easy to sit behind a keyboard and hold people to a standard that you're not.
Right.
It's not new. It goes back to all those people who tried to impeach Bill Clinton.
Okay.
Over his sex scandal.
Mm-hmm.
And then end up having a whole bunch of sex scandals revealed in the next couple of years.
Yeah. And then supporting a president that had 20 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The same guys that impeached Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, them.
And they're saying they impeached him because he lied.
Mm-hmm.
But my president didn't admit. He just said on tape.
Yeah.
You know, he just, he admitted he just broadcast around the world on TMZ.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous.
And their whole thing, well, it wasn't under oath, so he didn't break the law.
What happens to the right side of things? What happens to, so, introverts and the church.
Yes.
I don't like the question. I'll tell you why I don't like the question. Because most people that I've come in contact with over the last 30 years act more introverted in church than they do in public. Because the spiritual environment traditionally dictates introversion, but just an adjustment of self until I get out of the door. Introversion, to me, would make you introverted across the board.
Across the board, yes.
I don't see that as a big problem in the church. Because a lot of people in church do act introverted or self-reflective or critically thinking or, quiet themselves in the Lord and all that stuff. So it's...
I asked some introverts about this, and they said some of the things on the list were true, but they didn't expect the whole church to adjust to their introvert nature.
Identify introvert.
Introverts are for people they're pretty calm. They may not talk as much. And these some people across the board. If I start naming some names, you would know. They're kind of real mellow. They're chill.
And what's wrong with that?
Welcoming people.
What's wrong with that diversity?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I think some of them. This is an overall bigger dilemma, where some of them feel like because I'm another breaking fellowship.
Okay.
Where I don't want to do the touch your neighbor. I don't want to do the I don't want to do the getting around talking to people, and all those things.
Be strong in your introversion.
There you go. Own it.
Own it. Find you another person that feels like you do, and y'all can sit there and say nothing, do nothing, don't touch nothing the whole time.
Yeah, nothing. You're fine.
To me, that's not hard.
Yeah, it's not.
Why do we have to? Why does it have to become a religious issue?
Right.
If you have a different personality, which is part of being part of society.
Right, and it's fine. Some people like to jump in deep into the water. Some people like to walk in slow.
Okay.
We have a process for both.
That's right.
If you want to jump in and volunteer quick,
you can get in there.
Get in.
It doesn't take you 5 years.
There you go. You want to pace yourself?
Walk in.
Pace yourself in. But like I remember seeing this this meme where it's like a small like pew chair, all the big pews, and then one little pew, and people are celebrating like that's my seat in church. I don't have to sit next to nobody. I ain't got to turn to nobody. It's just me. And I'm like, where's the fellowship?
Until there's a crisis. I want to be introverted. I want to be, man.
Now, one of the things I get that I was never, myself personally, never that comfortable with. As a person, if I'm visiting a church, in the old school, we need all our visitors stand up, say your name, say where you are. I was never a fan of that myself.
Why?
This may sound crazy.
It will. Go ahead.
Myself, Nicholas A. Smith.
You don't have to say that over again.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm talking personally for myself.
Got it.
Not Pastor Nick.
Personally myself, Nicholas A.
personal.
Smith. I got it. You're talking about you.
Yes.
Okay,
I am not a big fan of talking in a room of people that I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not that comfortable. I will do it, but I'm not that comfortable with it. Pastor Nick is. Nicholas A. Smith.
You're separating the two?
Somewhat to a certain degree. My personal.
So when you go to a church to preach that you've been invited to, you know
Nick
everybody there?
I'm Pastor Nick there. If you take me to the mall, right? I am just fine and comfortable walking around that mall. I went on vacation for 7 days.
Me too.
And somebody asked me a question, who'd you talk to? Me and God. Okay. And I was just fine. I mean, I spoke to some people around me.
I get that completely.
But me talking to folk that I don't know, I'm not as comfortable in a one-on-one conversation. I'm one of those people like, well, so, how's your day? That's cool. And I'm sitting there in my head like, what am I supposed to say next? Small talk is like you, I wish I had that networking, small talking kind of noticing meetings with people we don't know like that. I'm sitting, part of it I'm observing and listening and learning and watching. Yeah. But if I feel like I don't have anything to contribute,
but then isn't my meeting style to sit and listen for a long time?
Yes, I've learned that from you.
Okay, yeah. So there's a part of me that's not, gung ho all the time.
Yeah, but that's a meeting setting. But in a personal setting, like you said, small talk with somebody I don't know, it's like
I can talk to people I don't know.
Yeah, that's why one-on-one personal evangelism for me is harder than a group evangelism project.
Well, here's the issue.
It's like what
teaching, not sitting down talking, but teaching and preaching. Yeah, put me in a room a couple thousand.
It's on the
Let's go.
It's on.
When it's the verse for most people.
Yeah.
1-866-743-8267. 1-866-743-8267. We should be coming up on a break at some point. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. We're talking about the cancel culture. Why don't you give us a call? 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. You guys got to educate me because I don't know what it is. I'm just learning today.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's been going on around me for how long?
A couple years.
Years?
Yeah.
Where was I?
You don't check a lot of online stuff.
I never even heard the reference. I'm sure I have.
No, you haven't been canceled yet.
You would have known if you.
But I'm sure you don't. You're not gonna go in there and look and see who cancels you and who.
I'm
says
not worried
stuff.
about
You're
it.
worried about it.
But this is a cultural thing that's happening.
Yes, we made social media that important.
To who?
To our individual lives. It's ridiculous.
I know I challenge my own children about always having their face in their phones. What are you looking at? Put that darn thing down. Let's have a conversation.
Right. You can't talk without.
They can't.
You can't do a job interview through your phone.
Right. You can't.
You got to put it down. Talk to the person sitting across the desk at some point.
Right.
Unbelievable. We're coming to go on a break. We'll be right back. Wow.
It's the catalyst for change you've been waiting on. New Mind, New Me, from Bishop David G. Evans.
I want to be loved. Why do I take the person that loves me and kick them to the curb? I want to be wealthy, but I spend all my money. You were created and given a slave, a doulos, a servant called your mind. Your mind is out of order when it questions your command.
If you are ready for true transformation, Bishop David G. Evans would like to bless you with the New Mind, New Me 4-message DVD set. Order today, and you will also receive Bishop Evans' national best-selling book, Healed Without Scars, as well as the Healed Without Scars music CD.
My mind's going.
Still believe that issue is what got Healed Without Scars not on her book list.
Okay.
It went 2 levels, almost 3.
Okay.
And then it was stopped.
Oh.
My picture not being on the book served me until I got to the 3rd level of her.
Wow.
She got 4 levels to go to.
Okay.
Got to the 3rd one. All right, let's do a little research on this guy.
Wow.
What? Black preacher? Oh, no.
Oh, look.
I called my boy and asked him what happened, and he told me.
That's what
He told me.
Okay. It's something there.
Okay.
And I think that's why people are so upset with both of them.
They need to be.
Because it seems
It's
so
not
imbalanced.
consistent.
It's not consistent across the board.
consistent.
It's not.
But they don't make the majority of their money from us.
And somebody else brought that up.
They don't make the
So
majority of their money from us.
they're not concerned about us.
No. We're not paying them.
They're making their money everywhere else.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Everywhere else.
So they're protecting that dime.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's
Absolutely.
It's plain to me.
That's what it is.
Because how could they possibly back Weinstein?
And not publicly say anything about
I mean,
it.
why'd you come out on him?
Nothing.
Okay.
And
Money.
oh yeah, that's what it is. And so when you watch the Gayle interview, right?
Yeah.
She comes back with a response saying, "If you saw the clip that was put out, I was horrified when I saw it too." And she said, "Well, I didn't know they put it out. The network put it out."
Did she say it?
That's my whole
Did
thing.
she know they were
You
recording it?
said it, and it was recorded. She said, "Well, we had a broader conversation, and this clip was taken out of context." It was not taken out of context. If I ask you a question, you answer the question. That's the context around.
But our culture has gotten to the point where now, are you going to believe what I'm telling you, or are you going to believe your lying ears?
Right. I'm like, how are you going to sit there and say it was the network? You asked the question.
She makes her living being recorded. So to be upset because something got recorded that she now doesn't seem to be in favor of is no fault of the network.
Not at all. Not at all.
They've interviewed people who've recorded stuff they wish they hadn't recorded and thrown it in their face during the interview.
Yep.
You said X, Y, and Z. I saw you in an interview saying such and such.
Yep.
And you're supposed to say, "You're right, I did say it."
Yeah.
But not them.
Yeah, the network put it out there. Well, you did an interview for that network. They have a right to put out what they want to put out.
It's a dumb logic. It's a dumb rationale.
And they probably put it out because
Who's got the best chance of being the Democratic nominee? We know we have an incumbent.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to be the Democratic nominee?
it's going to be Buttigieg. How you say his name?
Buttigieg.
Mayor Pete. Yeah, Buttigieg. Sanders or Biden. Right now, Sanders and Biden are leading in the polls.
So Biden is doing okay.
Doing okay. He did bad in the caucus, Iowa caucus. But
I thought that was one of the hallmarks, Belmont. Yeah,
it is. Mayor Pete won the Iowa caucus. But
did he?
Yeah, but that makes sense because he's from that Indiana area.
What gets me though is that the culture is reacting so severely to my president that for the first time in history, an obviously gay married man married to a man in Iowa, which is very conservative, is preferable.
Well, a woman asked for her vote back in Iowa.
Huh?
She asked for a vote back.
Who?
A woman did. She didn't know he was gay. She
How
voted
did,
him.
where was she? Where's she living?
She voted for him and didn't know he was gay and asked for her vote back.
People that's out there voting, not informed.
She asked for a vote back because she didn't know he was gay.
She didn't know he was gay.
He's never hidden it.
Yeah, right. So obviously she didn't do her research on who she voted on.
What happens is he's so articulate and so effective when he's especially good on his feet. He just
And he doesn't leave with that.
he's
Yeah.
and he seems human. All right, a lot of politicians don't.
Yeah.
So he's got all this going on. I think they look. He can't. There's some assumptions made about him based upon the way because he's not a guy that's obviously effeminate.
Yeah.
You know, so he's you don't know until he tells you. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's between the three of them. I don't think the country's ready for
You
a
think
gay
it's down
president.
to 3?
Yeah, those three are leading now. Unless somebody comes out of nowhere,
How's Liz Warren doing?
she's dropping.
So what you're saying is the culture tends to lean towards. Where's Bernie Sanders in all this?
He's one of the tops. Him and Joe Biden are supposed to be leading in the polls right
So
now.
it's Biden, Buttigieg,
And Sanders are leading.
Sanders.
Are leading in the polls right now. Yeah.
and Miss Warren is
She's
nowhere
like
to be found.
Fourth or fifth.
Well, who's in between them two? Those two.
Klobuchar, she's still on there. And
Is she?
And Andrew Yang is still in there.
Andrew Yang is at the bottom.
Yeah, he's at the bottom. Yeah.
When I hit this pain thing, I bailed out of everything, man.
Yeah.
I was taking so much pain medication, I couldn't tell you who was running. I was just now remembering the presidents in the White House, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Bloomberg is surging, but he's not doing.
Somebody else told me Bloomberg is doing very well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He has excellent commercials.
He does.
His marketing is off the chain.
Yep.
I don't know who he has doing it for him.
But you know what's crazy about America? Now help me out with this. Now I could be wrong. They would accept a gay white man
Yes,
faster than they would accept a white woman.
that's amazing.
Now, it could be that Mary Peak's more of a centrist than she is because she's way to the left.
Yeah, she's.
It
kinda,
could be because of that.
Some of that stuff is unrealistic.
Yeah. But the power of, how can I say this nicely? White males have a certain privilege in this country that
Okay.
others don't have.
Okay.
I'll just say it like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
And that's a fact everybody knows.
Yeah.
Especially and my friends that are Caucasian, they know it because we talk about it. You know, and they'll say, you know, Bishop, if you tried that, you couldn't get away with it. I can get away with it. They're very frank about that.
Yeah.
You know, so privilege is not a misconception or a falsehood.
Not at all.
You know, and if we look at our own culture, based on position and money, we have preferred people. We've got the entitled group. It used to be complexion. Now it's material gain.
Yep.
You know, who has the most now, you know, gives you privilege.
Yep. Yeah.
It used to be just education. But now it's education, ability to make money.
Yep. And your social media influence.
Yeah. Which for most people is not a money generator.
Not for all of them.
No, because there's so many people online. The few that peek through and actually make some real money are not that plentiful.
And followers, businesses caught on. The amount of followers you have means nothing to them now.
Okay, what is
They're
it?
looking at the amount of your engagement.
So interaction on your
Interaction.
site.
So you can have 2 million followers, but if only 1,000 of them are interacting with you, they're going to see either something's wrong. This came after they found out people were buying followers. So
That
now
was my
they're
next
looking at
point.
engagements.
That was my next point.
I got preachers online. I'm like, how did you get that many followers?
They bought them.
They bought them. Until I looked and saw these accounts with one person, you know, they got one person following them and all from all across the country and in the world. I'm like, But again, it goes back to social media popularity has become so important to us.
So what you're saying to me is that the guys that sell the followers to existing sites don't have a complete hustle. They've not yet set up the ability to generate what looks like viable participants, followers, with followers.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I get a lot of people that say they're following me, and then they might have 3 people following them. They might be following 50.
Yeah.
But they've only got 3
But that's
followers.
realistic.
Yeah, that's realistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they when Twitter did that purge, a lot of celebrities and preachers were feeling some type of way because they're saying we're going to get rid of all your fake accounts that's following you.
You're saying some of our guys did
They
that?
were dipping. Yes.
Some of our guys?
Yes, some preachers, some
The
celebrities.
Ecclesiastical Brotherhood had false friends?
I can tell. I wouldn't say it online, but I could tell you after this, one person we both know has a whole bunch of fake followers. I'm like, how in the world did you get over 100,000 followers online? Until I start looking at who was following them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, these are fake accounts.
100,000.
Over 100,000, yeah.
Wow. How long do the sites let that last?
Well, I mean, it depends on when Twitter and them try to do the purge. So
Okay.
they did it one time, and they made
A lot of people were
do it
upset?
again. Yeah, they had a dipping.
Because they paid for those followers.
But see, now that's important to them.
Okay.
Is how many followers you got.
Okay. All right, I got it.
We look at it for business purposes.
Yeah.
They're looking at it for business, personal fame, and
Because I've seen a few guys, I'm like, wow, how did you do that? Like, I want to call and ask, you know, how did you build your following like that? And
yeah,
you think they would tell me they bought them?
probably not. Oh no, the Lord was moving. You know, he favored me.
The Lord favored me. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267.